Hey all, so part 2 of Peter Bernstein playing Lush live, and this is still the verse, but kind of the second half of the verse. So to check the beginning of the verse, you can take a look at the previous video. And this is gonna be the whole verse, practically bringing us up to the first A. So we finished the last part on this A flat 7 chord, which is gonna lead us to D flat minor, which is where the second part starts. So we start with Peach playing the melody in triads. So this is just the melody, and Pete kind of harmonizes it with a triad. So we have an A flat and an E, or an F flat if you want to be harmonically correct. And then a D flat and a G flat. So just two major triads. This one he harmonizes with a major 6. So we have a D flat and an F flat down here. The next note he harmonizes with a whole chord. So we have an E up here or an F flat, and he kind of plays an A flat 13, A flat 7 flat 13 down here. So the notes are E, C, G flat, and A flat. Now we go back to the D flat minor, and he plays the 5 up here, the A flat, and now he plays the 1 and the 6 down here. So kind of, but he kind of, before he plays the melody, he kind of plays the chord very shortly, kind of very staccato. So this is down here, it's just the 1 and the 6. So we have B flat and the D flat. Then the melody kind of spells the rest of the chord out. So we have a B flat, D flat, back to the A flat. Now he goes into a sequence of pretty fast moving chords, which kind of leads back to A flat 7. So think about this whole sequence as kind of like chromatic chords leading up to the 5, which is gonna bring us back to the 1 again. But I'll take you slowly through what he does. So he keeps this A flat up here, and then he plays a C minor, B minor. Now he goes to a B flat 7, but it's this particular B flat 7 that he uses quite a lot. So it's an augmented A flat triad, an E, C, and A flat, and a B flat in the bass, and he kind of splits the chord. So he plays the bass first, and then the upper notes afterwards. And just goes half a step down. So we have an A7, same voicing. Now he plays an E minor with the 9. So he plays the 9 first, and then the chords, the chord. The notes are kind of an F sharp, D, G, E, and now this whole chord is gonna go half a step down, except for the 9 that's gonna stay up here. It's gonna be the third of the E flat minor, right? The minor third of the E flat minor, right? So all these notes just go down half a step. And then he does the same with the 5. So we have this one going half a step down to the 2, and then the 5 going half a step down. So the flat 6, 7 going half a step down to the 5. So this is an A chord, obviously, A7 sharp 11. So we have an E flat up here, or a D sharp, maybe more to the point. C sharp, G, and then A, and then we go down half a step to the A flat, same voicing. So I mean, just a bit about this quick transition. Pete always talks about target chords and kind of getting to those target chords, kind of the same way you think about when you play chromatic single note lines. Sometimes you want to reach somewhere, and so it's all about reaching that note. And the notes falling and the notes on the way there are less important, kind of. They're more about reaching the target note. So I think it's useful to think about chords in the same way. So we want to get here, right? So this whole sequence just leads us down to that chord, right? We started basically we were in D flat minor, so we go down half steps, a C minor and a B minor, and now the decision to make the B flat a 7 chord and not a minor chord is also it's just like a matter of taste. It's a stylistic decision. Okay, this is the point where I want to switch to a more kind of dissonance or dissonantic sound. Going another half step down and then employing the 2 in there. So half a step down to the 2 and half a step down to the 5. So that's a bit about this quick sequence of chords. We end up here, and then if you know the tune, we kind of repeat the melody again. So before he does that, he does... So this is a nice little embellishment on an augmented chord. Again, there's a target note, right? The A flat is a target note. We do an approach from above and approach from below. So A natural, G, and then F, A flat. Then we'll arpeggio an augmented chord. So A flat, F flat, C, and another A flat. Then we repeat the melody again. It's the same thing it does in the first time. Now he changes it up a little bit. He plays his major 6 only once. And then he does another half a step down to the 5 chord. So again the A7 sharp 11 down to the A flat sharp 11. And now the chords kind of change in that section. So it keeps going with kind of the same idea, but if you know the song, the harmony kind of changes here. So we go to a C sharp minor, and now the melody is a bit different this time. And the chord is just a C diminished chord, which is a very common chord. This C diminished. C diminished chord is a very common way of coming down from the 3 of the scale, right? The 3rd degree, which is C sharp minor, down to B minor. So, right? So it kind of replaces the 6. It's a very common jazz move, right? So it kind of arpeggios that one. Then he goes down to the 2, he plays the 2 chord, just a regular B minor. That's just the melody up here, right? So F sharp, G sharp, E, then F sharp again, and this is already the E7, so that should lead us back to the A major. And it plays this very interesting E7 chord. So we got an F sharp up here. That's a C natural, right? So the flat 13, kind of augmented sound. A G sharp, a D, and then open E in the bass. And he plays it. So he plays first the F sharp, E, D, and then he plays the G sharp and the C at the same time. Surprise instead of not so surprising maybe for some of us, but instead of going back to an A major chord, he lands on the G sharp 11 chord. Now this is something I heard him do a lot in monk tunes, a way of kind of enriching a 7 chord, but he would always play this C sharp with a barré on 3 strings, right? Kind of playing the 8 triad, but he just plays the C sharp, and he plays the bass, the G, and then he usually does the E, right, from the barré, and he uses the 3rd finger to play an F. Right? It's kind of like a very monkey thing to play. But here he only repeats it once. So that's your G7 chord. And now he plays a fast, kind of a quite fast run. Right? That was a half speed maybe. But this is just augmented chord. So he plays a major 7 up here, an E and an F. So using the same notes from down here, up here. This E and an F is always a good way of spelling out a G chord, because we have the 7 and the major 6. Right? So that's the kind of notes you use in that chord. And this is an F diminished chord, which is part of the G diminished scale. Right? So we have C sharp, A, and F. And now he plays an F augmented. Did I call it a diminished? F augmented chord, and now a G augmented chord. So we start with the B, G, E flat, B, G, E flat, B. Now he plays an A flat, kind of an approach from above, and he finishes on the G. So just that 2 arpeggios again. And now from the G he goes half a step down to an F sharp, which is gonna lead us to a 2 chord, the B minor. So an F sharp 7 sharp 11, sorry. Then before we reach the B minor chord, Pete plays another F sharp 7 lick that kind of leads him to the B minor chord. So this is your basic like altered sound, starting with the major third, minor third, flat 9, and then the 1 of the F sharp. So, and then it just goes chromatically down. Just going down the B minor scale, right? B minor harmonic scale. Where the chromatic note here between the F sharp and the E, and then C sharp and the D. So approaching the D from below. And then he plays another kind of G7. He doesn't really play the chord in. He kind of just plays the bass, and then goes down to the F sharp again. And now he finally resolves it to the B minor. So this is something he does often to just play, just kind of signify that he reaches the 1 without actually playing, a whole chord. So he just plays the 5 and the 1 like a perfect 4th in the bass. It's more like a percussive effect also. And then he keeps going with the melody. So, and now he just arpeggios arpeggios a B minor chord, a B minor triad with the 9 as well. So he starts with the 5, F sharp, B, C sharp, D, F sharp, B, C sharp, D, all the way up to the B here. And now the B suddenly becomes major, 7. But it's a very nice kind of harmonic effect here in the bass. And it goes down to an F7 sharp 11 chord, which is the sub 5 of the B7, right? Playing an F minor chord, kind of. I just think about it as like a very simple lick in A major, which is our target, right? But he basically just arpeggios an F minor. And now it's got the E up here, another E in the bass, and kind of like playing this A sus. Could also sounds a lot like a B minor with the 11 on top, but of course it doesn't play the B in the bass, it plays the E in the bass. So an E sus chord, E sus 7, maybe E sus 7 is the best way to look at it actually. What am I saying? And now the same E chord he was using at the end of the intro he was playing, if you guys remember. So we have an F, C sharp, G sharp, D, and then E. But it kind of plays the whole chord and separates the last note, just for a dramatic effect. So just those last two chords. Alright, so that's it for the verse. I'm still working on the PDF. It's always a bit problematic to write down stuff that are kind of rubato. It takes a lot more creativity with writing them down. But I'll get the PDF done soon, so you guys can also download it and see the whole thing written down. And I'll get working on the A part and the song itself pretty soon. So you can look forward to that as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Likes, subscriptions are always appreciated, and I'll see you next time.